Welcome to another Shooting Blanks Entertainment presents the Commentators podcast. I'm Kramer.
I'm Juan.
And I'm Tom.
Sometimes. And today's episode is DBZ Theories Plus. The plus is because there's going to be other theories. Because eventually we're going to run out of DBZ theories. And then we'll go on to other theories.
Can you run out of
Aladdin.
DBZ theories?
We might not. I don't
Aladdin. You
Aladdin
don't even want to give me
theories. We can
Aladdin.
do Aladdin theories.
Arabian Night.
Lion King.
I love Aladdin.
That's every night for Kramer.
Oh, racial humor. But before we get to that, we're going to do a little Comicpalooza spotlight. The spotlight?
Yeah.
Spotlight, that's the word, right?
Sure.
We're going
That's
over.
a word.
We've been going over guests. This time we're going to go over a little bit of the vendors that are going to be there. And
Who's going to be there, Kramer?
Yeah, who?
tell us, some of my favorite people are going to be there.
Oh, we're going to be there? We are going to be there.
We're there. We're his favorite people.
But we're
You're
not talking
not
about us. We're talking
vendors.
about vendors. We are kind of vendors. We've been
We're
comedy
vendors
and friendship.
and yeah, I was going to say entertainment, but yeah, friendship. Yeah. God damn it. Anyways, I know for sure Geek Life is going to be there. Geek Life is the store on 14th, 17th, 18th?
17th.
That's the place where you're going to learn how to play D&D
I don't know,
for our
you tell
future
us.
D&D podcast coming up, right?
Yes. The Geek Life is a store that specializes in tabletop games. They have a lot of Magic the Gathering stuff, a lot of D&D stuff, a lot of Settlers of Catan, which Tom didn't know was real until I took a picture of like 50 of them at the place.
I totally
Wasn't
thought that was made
game-
up.
Wasn't it that game that you get like dysentery on and die?
Yes, I believe so.
It's like Oregon Trail, but it's a tabletop game.
Well, I first heard about it in a TV show, and I was just like, okay, that's funny. And I didn't know that it was a real thing. I just assumed it was a fake TV show.
Oh, it's very. They actually have like several versions. I don't know what the titles are. I just know the colors. There's a purple one and a yellow one, and then a green one.
Oh,
What does
well,
that even mean?
I don't know. I'm assuming it's like they're settling in different continents. Maybe there's an Africa Settlers of Catan.
That makes that color coding really racist.
I was just going to say, Kramer pretty much just these colors.
Yeah.
And then he immediately went to African. So that's,
Good times.
yeah.
But yeah, and they also have, as Tom mentioned, I've been going there lately for D&D night, which is on Wednesdays. If you all want to go there and check it out, Geek Life is super cool. The people there are super cool. They have like some drinks and stuff for whenever you want to go and play games. There's also, I think, Insomnia might be there. I haven't verified for sure, but Insomnia has been at almost every convention that we've been at.
Sweet. I love
For
that place.
those who don't know what Insomnia is, it's a place that specializes in vinyl toys and action figures, as well as they do various art shows every once in a while.
Lots of game tournaments, like huge.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much like weekly there's game night.
Yeah, they do lock-ins and stuff, too. It's pretty rad.
I think Friday is their regular gameplay night, free play.
I believe so,
Free play
yeah.
Fridays.
Free play.
They have
Oh,
some
yeah.
awesome art shows, too. Their art shows are
Oh,
really
the,
cool.
the cartoon one was amazing.
Yeah.
There's a guy I really like because during their shows they have a lot of local artists that will come out and sell a bunch of stuff. My favorite by far is Wizard of Barge. He does a lot of like zombified characters and stuff.
I've seen that one. Didn't he have? Is that where you had your Finn?
I had the
or the
Jake.
Jake.
I had the zombie Jake.
Yeah.
And I want
Yeah.
to complete my collection. I bought the zombie lump princess,
Lumpy Space Prince.
lumpy space princess, LSD.
LSP.
LSP. But I lost my train of thought almost completely. we were actually going through. I started recognizing his art in other places because we go around doing a lot of taking pictures of street art.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to actually like meet people there. I know Eyesore is there every once in a while, and they have a lot of like big time artists that'll be there like just for the show, and then a lot of like smaller artists that you might not have heard of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool. And the one thing that started to stick out to me, because right next, Insomnia is not that far from Geek Life. It's literally in this, like across the block.
Oh, yeah, we walked in between them.
Yeah. we went to like Insomnia and then we found out about Geek Life and walked across the street.
There's another toy store that's opening across from Insomnia
Really?
called Super Happy Fun Toys. I
Oh.
think.
Does it look like it's going to be cool?
They sell. I went to their old location and they sell a lot of like old '90s toys.
Oh, man, that's my favorite.
So like, and for like pretty good prices. Oh man! When I went, it was just like memory lane. Like every toy that I had as a kid was like there.
I'm excited. I went to a Comic-Con, the one over at Traders Village a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And just the toy selection. They had all the old Transformers toys and all the like Ninja Turtles toys, the old Star Wars stuff.
Nice.
They were. It was pretty amazing. Yeah.
Vintage toys are a big thing now.
Oh yeah,
Next to that, so that's gonna be right across from Insomnia.
I think so.
Because right next to Insomnia is also a vintage video game store.
That's true.
Yeah.
They sell a lot of modern games too, but they like specialize in a lot of like older games. And even when we went there, I think I walked out with 2.
I think so. Yes. But they were PS2 games, right?
Yeah, they've. I don't remember how far back they go. I think they go back.
They go back really far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Atari? Was there an Atari there?
Yeah, there was all kinds of stuff there. That guy was pretty cool too. We sat there and talked to him for a little while.
Oh yeah, it was really nice. Like it wasn't just you go to. It wasn't like some stores where you go into and they're just want you to get in and out like GameStop. Like
This is a small store. Like every time I went in, it was just the guy in there.
yeah, it's like a mom and pop shop for vintage video games.
Yeah.
and it was really cool.
They held a Tetris competition
Did
a couple
they?
months ago.
Oh man, did
We're
they
trying to
go and
go
wreck it?
We almost went. I forgot why we didn't. But she was like, "Oh, I'm out of practice." She's
so
been
good,
playing
though.
now, though.
So good.
We basically have in Houston now a small geek district because it's like those 2 blocks are
Yeah.
nothing but like game shops, and then there's like an ice cream place right in the middle of it. So
Oh,
if
and I
you,
love that ice cream place and a donuts place next door.
oh yeah, that's true.
Is it like a gourmet donut place?
I don't know. I haven't actually been inside. The last time I went, they were closed.
Ah.
But I think now they're starting to like stay open more. So
And then
Nice.
whenever Free Play Fridays, at Insomnia, they usually have like a food truck that'll show up there.
yeah,
So you can go there in the afternoon, have an ice cream or a donut or whatever, go to different stores, and then you can go into one of the tournaments and go eat some of the food over there.
this is true. You can spend a whole night just walking around, going to all the different places. And then Insomnia is open super late, so
Yeah.
you can end the night there.
And then Geek Life on weekends, their sign, it normally says like open from like 9 to 9:30. But for the weekends, it just says open to 9 to happy face. Because they'll just stay open as long as people want to play games sometimes.
That's awesome.
I think. They'll start going there and then they're like, why won't these people fucking leave?
This guy on that podcast, we could stay here forever.
I don't want to get kicked out of that place. I like it.
It's my new home.
I like it. I usually, like, when we go there, I can stop by. Because they don't sell food there. They just sell, like, drinks and, like, snacks. But, like, I can show up with, like, Sonic and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And then just buy, like, as my soda gets, like, empty, I can just buy another, like, Coke for, like, $1.
Word.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do need to do a Comicpalooza commercial in here somewhere. We'll put it in here.
Put it right. About. Almost.
No.
Coming up
Don't you do it.
soon.
Don't.
You should
No.
place it
No.
right.
Comicpalooza 2016 is almost here. At Comicpalooza, there are literally thousands of hours of programming. You'll see your favorite celebrities, comic book creators, and authors. Special celebrity events at this year's Comicpalooza include a cast reunion of the classic 1986 sci-fi horror favorite, Aliens, featuring Sigourney Weaver and more. Also, the cast of the Boondock Saints will be in attendance, including Sean Patrick Flannery, and of course, Walking Dead star Norman Reedus. Other celebrity guests include Underworld star Kate Beckinsale, Lenny James from The Walking Dead, wrestling superstar Ric Flair, comic book legends John Ostrander and Adam Kubert, and of course, me, Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Man and podcaster extraordinaire. Be sure to follow Comicpalooza on social media. On Twitter at Comicpalooza, Instagram at Houston Comicpalooza, and like us on Facebook. Don't miss Comicpalooza 2016 at the George R. Brown Convention Center in Houston, Texas, June 17th through June 19th. Get your passes today. Head over to www.comicpalooza.com for all the details.
Oh, we passed it.
Okay, on to Dragon Ball Z Theories.
Plus.
Dragon Ball Z Theories Plus.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you got, one?
I got that, and I'm
Hot
raising my
fire.
hands. I don't know why I like this.
Goal!
A goal sign. I got that the world would be much better if Goku never arrived.
Shut the fuck up.
That's the truth.
That's what I wanted to tell you. When you said that to me earlier, and my face just kind of shook. I was like,
I fully believe that.
I do
Goku's
too.
the cause of all the problems.
Yeah.
how is he the cause of all the problems?
Because if he didn't land there, Earth would have just probably carried on.
No, you know what? It is false because, and you actually been watching the Dragon Ball series. Oh no, you've read it.
I read the Dragon Ball.
Piccolo, not the Piccolo that we know and love. I don't know.
The evil
Love is a
Piccolo.
strong word.
I love Piccolo.
The evil Piccolo.
Like a son.
Goku's the one who stopped him in the first place.
Yes.
If evil Piccolo would have just went around causing havoc on Earth,
Yeah.
who was
but
going to stop him?
Kami. His good half.
His
In
good
your
half.
face!
His good half doesn't do anything.
He's the protector of Earth. He has that title for a reason.
He has that title, but when has he ever done anything?
We don't know.
He doesn't
He's
need to
trained
because
people.
Goku's been around the whole time.
This is true. All he has to do is just train his weapon, and he doesn't have to do anything.
You know,
His weapon?
Yeah.
Who is he trained in the Dragon Ball series that was ready to go up against Piccolo?
That other guy, what's his name? With the blackface.
Mr. Popo?
Mr. Popo?
Mr. Popo ain't gonna do shit.
No,
Mr. Popo's super strong, though.
Yeah, he
tell
is kind of a
you, they're
badass.
I think he would do it if he had to.
Yeah, if he had to, he might do it.
Can Mr. Popo fight?
Besides, he can.
Oh, yeah,
like,
definitely.
it's one of those things that Piccolo would just. Nothing would ever happen to him. He would never take over because then Kami couldn't kill him because he would also die. Or it would just be like when he thought Goku couldn't kill him and he was going to kill Piccolo when he is in the tournament, and because he was prepared to sacrifice himself. So that would have just happened eventually. We didn't need Goku. Kami would have came down, killed Piccolo, he would have died. End of story.
I want to argue about the Saiyans, but I think the only reason they ever came
Was to find Goku.
was to find Goku.
You know, I've been watching a lot of the Marvel Universe stuff, and I'm going to have to agree with Juan. 'cause-
Wait, no. Movies. Do movies count?
Nope.
Oh, wait, no. Come on, movies have to count.
I didn't even think about it. I just like, nope.
No.
Because in the movies, Turles shows up. Turles shows up when Tree of Might. He didn't know Goku was there. He just came to suck up all of the Earth's life energy for the tree.
I feel like you're missing a big one, and that is the androids would have came anyway.
There you go.
Yeah, in my face.
Exactly. Fuck you, Juan.
Actually, maybe there wouldn't have been androids because the Red Ribbon Army would have taken over a long time ago. Mm-hmm. Goku wouldn't have been able to stop them in the first place.
We would have had the Red Ribbon Army. We would have
People
had
seem to be
Turles.
living fine in the Red Ribbon Army.
Maybe Krillin
Nazi
might,
Germany, basically.
Maybe Krillin
People
might
were
not have been such a
happy.
bitch.
What?
All they were
If
looking
Goku never showed up, maybe Krillin would have learned how to fight.
Yeah.
Well, Krillin knows how to fight.
No, he always has to get
No,
saved.
Goku pushed Krillin. Goku, if anything, Krillin would not have worked so hard, especially because like I started rewatching Dragon Ball, and they have like the actual training that they went through as kids. Krillin would not have tried so hard if he didn't see like Goku constantly wrecking him, because Krillin was a cocky ass shit before he met Goku.
He totally was.
He was like the cockiest little son of a bitch, and even like
He always had that little sly look of like, fuck you.
yeah, he has that. It's weird.
little
'cause
beady eyes.
Yeah, his little beady eyes,
But-
and the way he gives you a sly look, it's just a bead with a line.
But without Goku, he would have maintained that attitude and became more like Vegeta.
No.
Yes.
No, because Vegeta was a cocky little son of a bitch anyway, and the only reason he got stronger was because of Goku also.
No,
think-
because he met an enemy that was stronger than him. It didn't necessarily have to be Goku. He just met somebody that could kick his ass. With
But-
Krillin, we know everybody can kick his ass, so all you had to do is get his ass kicked once, and then he would have been like, no, never again.
But if Goku and nobody ever came, Krillin would be like one of the strongest people.
Yeah, he would have to be.
He would be second to like Yamcha and Yajirobe.
Nobody's
do you-
second to Yamcha.
But no one is thinking
Yeah, he'd be stronger than Yamcha, easily.
Yeah, definitely.
But even then,
Master Roshi
like,
would be the
but-
strongest person.
That's true.
That's
So
true.
she's pretty
Yeah, because
baller.
there's another in the first. Is it World's Strongest? Who's the bad guy in World's Strongest?
Like,
It's that giant. It's that giant robot, but the guy who makes it. Fuck, I haven't seen these movies in a while.
I have no idea. Where's Ryan? He's seen all these.
Oh man, I've seen almost all the movies except for there's like the 4 extra ones where it's Goku's dad, Legend of
Dragoon?
what? No,
That was a
Bardock.
PlayStation game.
Legend of Dragoon Balls? Z?
Oh my god, I would love that crossover so much.
Yeah.
I don't
I'd
know
play
what
it.
that is. I'm just saying
I
words.
was the only one at like Anime Matsuri. I don't think you saw it. It was like me, you, and Daisy.
No, I didn't go to Matsuri.
Oh yeah, and like we saw a full on Legend of Dragoon cosplay. It was
Oh,
Dart. He had like the
so
full
nice.
Dragoon outfit with the wings and everything. I was like, holy shit, it's Dart! And everybody's looking at me, they're like looking in random directions. Who? Who? And I was like, the fuck is Tom?
Oh man, I don't even think that crossover would work. I can't at all see how those stories would even intertwine.
No, they wouldn't. I just want to see Goku as a Dragoon. It would be fucking awesome. He turns Super Saiyan and then he turns into a Dragoon. No, when they go Super
Is a Dragoon
Saiyan.
like a dragon?
No.
It's like a dragon spirit orb thing that gives you super awesome armor and abilities and stuff.
And you could fly when you have that armor.
Like a Beetleborg?
Kind of like a Beetleborg, yeah.
Fuck,
Okay.
why did you just ruin Legend of Dragoon for me? Holy shit. Yeah, it's Beetleborgs. Beetleborgs, but they're dragons instead of beetles. Instead of dung beetles.
Why do they call them dragoons? Are they like Goombas or something?
It sounds like
goons?
dragon, but cool.
No, it doesn't sound cool. I don't know why you're saying
sound
that.
fucking cool. You shut your fucking mouth.
Okay, dragon sounds really cool. Dragoon does not.
It totally sounds cool. You shut your goddamn
It
mouth.
doesn't.
I actually looked it up. Dragoon is an
Not a
old
cool
military
thing.
term for like horse riders that had shotguns. For like when they
Like cavalry people?
yeah, it was cavalry, but whenever the guns were introduced to the fray, like instead of like the cavalry used to just be like horse riders that had spears and shit or swords. When they got guns, they became dragoons.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I like the actual Legend of Dragoon definition, where you turn into a fucking dragon.
If anything, you just made it sound really uncool, proving my point.
Dragon Ball Z. I feel,
Fuck Goku.
no, Earth would have still been pretty fucked if Goku.
We would have
hadn't
just
shown
lived
up.
happily under the Red Ribbon Army.
What? How is that
With
happy?
we would have just all praised our immortal leader.
Yeah,
No.
I mean,
Yeah, he would have got his wish, and we would have all been like, "Yay!"
No, because any time Goku shows up in any situation and there's like a gang to take over stuff, like the Rabbit Gang from the. Do you remember the Rabbit Gang?
Yeah.
With that, what was that?
all Goku did was stop North Korea.
Ah,
We need somebody to stop North Korea. Goddamn.
Yeah, but our world's not, you know.
they seem to be
Dying.
doing pretty good in the Dragon Ball universe.
We-
You know, doing good.
I still think something. Well, what about when Turles shows up?
Well, I'm not counting Turley because I've never seen the movie.
I also have not seen that movie.
You've never seen Tree of Might?
No,
No,
What?
no.
I didn't really watch any of the movies
Yeah, they kind of
until
suck.
The fuck is Ryan?
Battle of the Gods. Battle of the Gods was the first movie that I really watched.
Okay for the other ones, because I know the movies themselves, they don't really go with continuity that well, and that's
didn't
why I
watch
guess
them.
it's kind of hard to make them canon, because there's movies that take place where you're like, when did this happen?
Exactly.
Yeah, because there's
Sometimes Trunks is a kid, sometimes he's an adult, and you're just like, this doesn't make sense because Goku's exactly the same age in both times.
it really weirded me out. Like I had that weird moment where I'm like, when does this happen in Tree of Might within the first 5 minutes? Because Gohan is already being trained by Piccolo, so he's already has the bowl cut, and he has like the orange outfit,
Oh yeah.
and they're going camping, and it's Krillin, Goku, and Gohan, but Super Saiyans aren't a thing yet.
And why is Goku there? Shouldn't he be dead?
Yeah, he should be dead.
Exactly.
That don't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, because I'm like, if Gohan is like this, then either Goku should be dead or they should be a Namek.
Yeah.
Because the only time Goku comes back and Gohan has actually been trained is when there are Saiyans involved.
That is
They're
true.
either immediately fighting Vegeta or they're going to Namek.
That's why those movies are not counting.
Unless, right when Vegeta left and they're like, we gotta go to Namek. Let's go take a picnic first.
We deserved it, guys. Goku's body should be in that full body cast, though. They should have just wheeled him out there.
Oh, god damn it. Wait, was that the reason he didn't go with them at first to Namek? Because he was still in the cast?
Yeah, they left almost like within a couple days.
Yeah, then there is no time at all for that movie to take place.
No. And even, too, when you read it, they're like, why don't we go today? And they're like, no, we'll go tomorrow. And you're like, okay.
Yeah,
And they just go tomorrow.
Yeah. So okay, so we won't count the movies as canon.
Yeah.
I guess I'll let maybe.
It'd have been fine.
Maybe Earth would have been fine.
If anything, Piccolo would have taken care of the Red Ribbon Army and the rabbit dudes. And
I guess Piccolo would eventually have become. They would have gotten a good Piccolo eventually. Would you have a good Piccolo without Goku? Because it's after.
I feel like Gohan made him good Piccolo.
Yeah, he was
kind of a
pretty
he was
pissed
still
until-
a dick when they first met him.
Yeah.
And
it was
not first met him, but first met him in Dragon Ball Z.
And only after the match did he get like respect for Goku.
Mm-hmm.
And then were they okay for a little bit?
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like Kami would have either had to sacrifice himself, or it would have been Mr. Popo versus Evil Piccolo.
Ugh, what was that?
That was my sock on the table.
Oh. I think
we would have been bowing down to an evil Piccolo overlord.
Nah, I think Kami would have got him.
Yeah.
Kami was determined in Dragon Ball to get him. He would have done it. He would have sealed him.
Was Kami still old in Dragon Ball?
Yeah, he was old. He never looks young.
Okay, so if Goku was never around, we'd all be living happily under the rule of the Red Ribbon Army.
Hail Red Ribbon Army.
Yeah, Red Ribbon Army.
Yeah.
Did they have-
Although, maybe they would never get their wish because they couldn't activate it. Activate the Dragon Balls.
No, you know what would have happened? We would have been living under the rule of Emperor Pilaf.
I was just thinking that when you said it, no.
I just realized.
I was trying to think of his name. I was like, what's his name? What's his
They ever
name?
stopped Pilaf, because if it had been Bulma and Yamcha that showed up,
Yeah.
because that's what would have happened. It would have been Bulma, Yamcha, and Krillin. No,
Mm-hmm.
not Krillin. Oolong.
Yeah.
Oolong, Puar, Krillin. No, fuck, I keep wanting to say Krillin.
Oolong, Bulma.
Yamcha and Puar.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would have shown up, and they would have gotten into that maze thing, and then they would have gotten trapped under the glass case. And because the only reason they broke out from that was because Goku went into the Giant Ape mode.
You know what? I'm even thinking, without Goku, Bulma would have died on her little mission to look the Dragon Balls up for the summer, and her dad would have gone like crazy and maybe built something horrible.
Her dad would have gone crazy and like just destroyed everything. Just built a giant robot.
Yeah. Yeah. Capsule Corp would have taken over. This would have been the world of Capsule Corp.
What if her
That might be
dad
a
went
cool
crazy
world.
and he
think
became
so.
Dr. Gero and built the
and
androids?
I like that. It's just, I think Bulma would have for real died. There's so many times that Goku saves her.
Yeah. I think, yeah, it's like the second episode. He saves her from... No, first episode? Second episode. He saves her from a pterodactyl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She would have died. Because she
Who
had
lets their child out in this world?
apparently she was doing it just for the summer, like until school. She was like, I'm just gonna go collect these Dragon Balls I found, and she would have died instantly.
That just seems
If she
like...
didn't find
in the
Goku's
world of
first-
Dragon Ball, where there are dinosaurs walking around, who lets their child go out into the wilderness on their own?
And I'm
when they're
pretty sure
16?
she almost got raped by some like pig man. That would have happened.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, I remember that.
Was that early?
Yeah, it was in the book, in the manga.
Oh,
She
yeah,
comes across
I
some
didn't-
guy, and he's like, "Eh."
There's a giant bear that tries to eat them.
Oh,
That samurai bear.
oh yeah.
Where the fuck is this? They have, like, did they still have this in Dragon Ball Z? I remember in Dragon Ball, there's a lot of like weird things that take place. That, like, there's dinosaurs are still alive. There's a weird bunny that has a gang, and when he touches you, you turn into a carrot.
That's true.
There's a giant bear that's a samurai.
There's turtles that can talk.
Oolong never uses his shape shifting powers in Dragon Ball Z.
No, he does it. He
He uses
uses it.
Puar. Puar's a shapeshifter too.
You know what? I totally forgot Puar was a shapeshifter until I read Dragon Ball. And I was like, why isn't she doing anything?
They could have helped so many times, and they just sit there sniffing panties.
Oh, yeah. Not Puar, though.
Not Puar. No.
Just Oolong.
That's too long.
But think of it. Bulma would have died.
Yamcha would have still been in the desert.
Yamcha would have been in the desert, always afraid of women. And
I
Master
forgot
Roshi's,
about that.
and Master Roshi's turtle would have died also. He would have never got help.
Oh yeah,
He
that
would've
bear
died.
would have turned him into soup.
Somebody would ate him. Because Bulma wasn't helping him. Goku was the only one who was like, I'll help you. And he carried him to the water.
Oxki's mountain would still be on fire.
You're right.
You know what? The world needs Goku.
No.
The world needs Goku.
They're
If
just
not
too-
for big things, if not for big things, for the tiny things.
What about for the world of Capsule Corp? I want to live under that world.
Yeah,
you
I
want
would-
to live under the world of Capsule Corp?
Yes.
Although it'd kind of probably be like iRobot.
I could do that. No, I can't.
No, because after it goes crazy, he would be like really evil, and he's like, I need to have control of everything to keep everyone's children safe, or something like that.
Oh, I could see one of those. Like, I'm doing a
I'm
good thing.
protecting you.
I'm doing a good thing for the wrong reasons. Is that how it
Yeah.
goes?
No, I'm doing a bad thing for the good reasons.
Be like
Yes, okay.
lockdown curfew, sort of.
Yeah. Oh,
things and-
No midnight screening of comic book movies?
they don't have comic book movies.
They are a comic book.
But that brings me on to my second theory that Bulma's mom is an android that he made.
You know what? I actually really like that theory a lot because he has the most expressionless face of all time. She's just constantly happy.
And she never ages.
That's true. What if she's not an android? What if she's a cyborg? What if Bulma? Because where would have Bulma came from? Because you know they're related because of the blue hair.
Yeah, but the mom's blonde.
Well, yeah, but you can have like certain traits that your one family member has that another doesn't.
You would think the blonde hair would be more dominant than blue hair.
I'm not going to go into genetics because we don't know how the blue hair works.
I'm gonna
Well, no,
say
because his is purple.
Is it purple? I forget. I read the comic in black and white. I can't remember.
No, he has more purplish hair, and hers is a lighter blue.
Yeah, hers is blue.
Yeah, so it might be maybe the blonde mixed in a little bit with it.
Maybe.
I could get into this big conversation about alleles and genetics, but we're not going to go into that.
No, I don't want to fall asleep.
Yeah, but no, it is her real mother. I think her mother, after she gave birth to her, what if there was complications while she was giving birth to Bulma? And that's why she's still so young, because it was still when she was young and Bulma was still like just being born. And what's his name?
I want to say Jiro.
I almost said that.
I don't remember.
Shit, like totally blanking.
Bulma's dad.
Yeah, Bulma's dad.
Would have taken it like her immediately and turned her into a cyborg. He was like, no, I have to save my wife. He had no time to take her to a hospital. They would have given birth there at Capsule Corp because they're like, we have the state-of-the-art technology.
That's true, right?
And then shit went wrong. He didn't have the right doctors there. He's overconfident. He would have been like, I have to help her now, but I don't have medical equipment. I know. I'll turn her into an android.
I got one. I'm going to expand on that.
Okay.
It's slightly different. What if when Bulma was born, or they're on the way to the hospital.
Yeah.
Something horrific happens in a car crash. The mom dies, but they're able to save Bulma. In his grief, he built his wife in the same image as he remembers her, and Bulma grows up thinking this is her mom, like never knowing she's a robot.
She's not an android. She's a full-on
robot. And she died, and he just, in his grief-stricken mode, built her to look like his young wife, and Bulma grew up with her, never knowing any different. It's a tragic tale of love.
I like that. She never ages in the movies either, huh?
She's always the same.
Like,
even when, like, Bulma... Didn't they show her in the latest movie? In the Battle of Gods, or the one before that?
I want to say the first Battle of Gods they showed her.
Because Bulma is having her, like...
That
40th
birthday party.
Or something? 30th? 40th?
No, I think it's 40th.
Okay, 40th. And I'm pretty sure you see the parents and they look the same. Especially the mom. The mom looks younger than her.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. She does look younger than her.
Yeah.
They didn't give her like Bulma wrinkles yet, but they made it so that you could tell.
You could tell. She had the like mom short haircut.
Yeah, because her mom would have had to be like 60.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what? The dad looked kind of the same too. What does that say?
I think that's just a lot of like plastic surgery.
I guess he's got the technology for it.
Yeah, he does.
He's got the money for it.
That's true.
Like fucking Donald Trump is like 70 something.
He looks it.
Does he?
He looks like a bag of mashed potatoes.
He's a twice baked potato.
That's right.
Okay. So yeah, Bulma's mom is definitely a robot / maybe cyborg.
Totally.
Yeah.
I feel bad now for the dad. Maybe that's why he doesn't care about Bulma. It's just like, I've already lost the main thing I care about, and you remind me every day that I've lost her.
That's terrible.
It was your fault.
You know what I realized as we were talking about this? Because I was using the word cyborg and android interchangeably. I think in the original Japanese, they were referred to as cyborgs because they are part human, part robot. While an android, I believe, is supposed to be 100% robot. And cyborg is supposed to be when it's a robot mixed with a human. But for some reason, when they translated it, it didn't translate the same way. So they called them androids.
Yeah, because an android is just basically a self-aware robot,
Yeah.
essentially.
Well, in Dragon Ball Z, they're technically cyborgs. Which also leads to, for the translation thing, Dragon Ball, whenever I started watching it when I was younger, I watched the American version. It is... I just recently started watching the Japanese version. It is so much dirtier.
Oh,
It
man.
is
I noticed that
so
when I read
bad.
it. I was like, they're just showing boobs and stuff everywhere.
Yeah, there's vaginas and shit just everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a scene where like in the Japanese one where Goku wakes up before Bulma and he's used to like sleeping in Gohan's Grandpa Gohan's like lap.
Sleep.
Yeah,
he talks about his granddad's balls a lot, way too much.
There's a scene where he tries to sleep between her legs. Like he wakes up, she's still asleep, so he tries to like nestle in between her legs and go to sleep. And he realizes there's nothing there, so he starts patting her, and he's like, she doesn't have a. He takes off her underwear, and it's like, holy shit, she doesn't have a penis. And then later on in that episode, they meet Master Roshi, and she wants to like bribe something out of him. So she's like, I'll let you see my underwear. So she lifts her skirt, but there's no underwear because Goku took it off. And Master Roshi just gets a full eye of vagina.
Yeah, which is why he asked for it the second time, and he's just like, "Oh, it's not the same thing. You're wearing underwear," and she didn't know that her underwear was off.
You know what they call? I thought it was really funny because I'm listening to it in Japanese.
I know it.
The boobs,
A puff puff.
the poof poof. He's like,
Puff, puff.
good, poof poof. I just want some poof poof.
Motorboating is a puff puff.
Yeah, he just like touches his face like this. It's fucking hilarious. Poofu poofu. It's poofu poofu. Oh man. Okay, what's the next theory?
Okay, next theory I got is that Frieza lost to Goku out of laziness.
We talked about this during the DBZ one. Well, obviously, the last DBZ episode that we did, which was the Battle of Gods
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Battle of Z.
Battle of Z.
What?
Z battle. I don't know.
Battle of Z. Did we do the episode for the first one or the second one?
We did for both.
We did an episode for both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. For we talked about how like the main reason Frieza was I lost it.
Frieza, after he gets brought back to life, he realizes that if he trains for like 3 months, he can surpass Goku's Super Saiyan form.
Yeah.
So then you get the whole idea that Frieza's been super lazy the whole time, never had to train. He was just born with this like huge power.
Yeah.
And he's never had to exert any kind of force on anything until Goku.
So it's not so much a theory; it's kind of canon at this point, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basic. It's one of those things where it's not. I guess it's kind of explicitly said, but we definitely like notice the impact of it in the movie. Mm-hmm. Even in the movie too, you see his laziness when Goku tells him, "If you would have kept training, you probably could have beat me." But he reached his new form and he stopped.
You got to be a cocky son of a bitch to be like 3 months. I got this.
Yeah.
No, this guy's been alive for 20 years now, and I've been gone for a while, but not 3 months. I got this.
Yeah, and also too to just be like, "Oh look, I got this new form. I'm not going to practice or get used to it. Just this is enough."
Yeah.
But I think that just goes back to how Frieza is in general. Mm-hmm. Everything's always been super easy for him.
He's that spoiled rich kid.
Yeah. I mean, he just destroyed a whole planet, like, with one little finger blast. Like, when he made that little ball.
Yeah.
And he just tossed it down, and boom, everyone's dead.
So, not theory, canon.
Totally canon.
Okay, next one.
Krillin's the most skilled fighter on the show.
Yes.
I would agree.
Because if you think about it, he's the only human on that show. And granted, he's not able to, well, no, he's not the only human on that show, but like the only one of the Z fighters that's not, he can fight without having to sit there and be like, fuck. Like Yamcha. They didn't even invite him last time for the battle with the Frieza battle.
Yeah.
They just left Yamcha playing baseball or whatever the fuck he was going and doing. And he was just, they didn't even bring him. They brought Tien. What is Tien?
Cyclops?
No,
He has 3 eyes. Cyclops have 1 eye.
It's Triclops.
He's a
Triclops.
Triclops.
But like,
Does that make us Biclops?
Yeah.
oh,
Are we Biclops?
so are Triclops a thing in DBZ? Because they have
Apparently there's only
dinosaurs.
one.
Yeah, he's the only one I've seen.
Only Tien.
Is he the Leela of DBZ?
No, he has 3 eyes.
No, well, yeah,
Are you
but
saying
he's
he's a
like the
mutant?
only one of his kind.
He's a mutant and not an alien?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe aliens are a thing in this world. Maybe he's an alien. Maybe
Did
he's
you
dropped
say-
off.
I thought you said maybe aliens are a thing in this world, and I was like, what?
No,
of course
yeah,
they
maybe,
are.
What is Chaozu?
He's a Pokemon.
Chaozu is a Pokemon. Are you a Pokemon? I'm not a Pokemon.
I'm not a Pokemon. I'm a Chaozu. Vegeta, it's a Chaozu. I don't know, what is Chaozu a kid?
I'm pretty sure he's like a 30-year-old adult.
What? Yeah, he's like that.
When you zoom in close on his face, he's just all that makeup's hiding extreme wrinkles.
Oh my god,
and sagging skin.
he just has like an extreme form of dwarfism.
Oh my god.
But he has some kind of like weird superpowers. Like he has a self-exploding.
Yeah, Chaozu's a terrorist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Blew himself up. That was his go-to. I blame his teacher, Mr. Crane, the Crane Master.
yeah.
I blame him for instilling that type of thought in Chaozu.
Why is that even a technique you teach somebody?
I think
I'm
he
going to teach
made
you how to blow somebody up with yourself. This is going to kill you,
it might kill them,
but it could hurt them a lot.
That's not an uncommon thing though, in like for like in animes to have like an ultimate technique that may kill you.
But
No, that will kill
blowing
them.
yourself
That
up
will
though.
kill you. Like this absolutely will kill you.
This will kill you, and it may hurt them a whole lot
There's a difference between
because
like,
you're tiny.
my ultimate technique is like I can shoot an energy blast and you exert so much energy that it could kill you. But his was like, no,
My body explodes.
you're blowing yourself up, and then the hope that they're caught in the crossfire and they die too. You'll never get to know though. You can only do it once.
Like Android 16. Android 16 has a nuke built in him.
Was he the chubby one?
No. He's the one that when they're fighting Cell, and he self explodes, and Gohan's like, no.
Oh, 16's the big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a nuke built into him.
I didn't know that. I don't remember that.
It was in the Cell games? Was it
Yeah,
the
it was
Cell
during the
games?
Cell games. He blew him up, and then Cell didn't blow up.
Oh. See, that's
No,
what
he
happened.
did blow up,
no.
and he reformed.
It was before the Cell games.
Yeah,
Because-
it was before the Cell games. That's when they were trying to just like fight Cell because he showed up, and then he was like, "I will not destroy your planet if you beat me in this shit."
Yeah.
But didn't it like blow him up, and then he just kind of like turned into jelly, and he was like,
I think there were like a couple of cells of him left,
"Yeah."
which means what Gohan used to kill Cell was more powerful than a nuclear explosion.
Whoa. Well, that's Super Saiyan 2. You're
Yeah.
stronger than most
Oh.
things. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go into the whole like Goku versus Superman thing, but a nuke did knock out Superman.
It didn't kill him.
It didn't kill him, but it knocked him out.
Yeah.
And if a Super Saiyan level 2 can exceed the power of a nuke,
But not Goku. Superman draws his energy from the sun, so he could potentially heal himself.
No,
I'd have
Super
to-
Saiyan could blow the sun up.
Huh.
okay, no more. This is a whole other thing. What else was I was gonna go into? Shit. Okay, for the Cell games, I know it's weird. Does it seem like animes have this weird obsession with tournaments?
Oh, yeah. I didn't
yeah.
realize there's like 5 tournaments in Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not Dragon Ball Z,
Dragon Ball.
just Dragon Ball.
I think that's more of a traditional Japanese thing, though, just because of the
Yeah.
martial arts.
That's true.
Martial arts wasn't really like it was for fighting, but it was also for sport, like heavily for sport. So it's kind of a traditional
Well,
thing throughout.
it depends because when you say it's for sport, there's a lot of times where because in the Hagakure, which is like the book, the Code of the Samurai, they it's not the Code of the Samurai. It's teachings of the samurai as explained by a monk. And one of the things was this kid got into a street fight, and after he got into that street fight, his dad told him, he asked him, "Did you win?" And he said yes. And then he said, "Good, but now you still have to go kill yourself because you dishonored the family by fighting in the street."
Damn.
It was like, so it's. I think the history of it is kind of weird. I think it's more of and the thing with Dragon Ball 2 is most people think of it as like a Japanese thing. Dragon Ball is actually mostly Chinese influenced because the original story of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama was saying that it was based off of a Chinese novel that he wrote. And that's why you see like a lot of things, like even like the way the environment is drawn, like, you know, the really long mountains and stuff like that. It's more reminiscent of like Chinese paintings than it is like Japanese paintings. And I know in China, it's because in Japan they have like these really weird honor codes. especially if you're going like way back in history. Whereas in China, martial arts is definitely more sport. Like even now, like when martial arts got banned in China for a while. No, kung fu got banned when communism started spreading, and they created something called not wushu. Wushu was actually a kind of kung fu. They created, was it wushu?
I have no idea. I'm lost.
They created another form of martial arts that was purely
Tai Chi.
No, it was non-competitive. Tai Chi is actually really badass.
Yeah, it was aesthetic, more of a
It was
art.
Exactly, it was a purely aesthetic competition. There was no fighting.
I thought that was Tai Chi, where it's just a lot of like slow moving.
No.
Like,
Tai Chi is that you train slowly, but in Tai Chi Quan,
Tai Chi is like the yoga of martial arts.
yeah, that's what I was
it's
like.
more for
Okay,
energy.
No.
If they made that as a non-competitive, I thought it was.
That's
Tai
how
Chi.
people practice it now. Tai Chi was actually Tai Chi Quan, which is a form of kung fu. It's actually meant to go really fast.
Yeah, it's free flowing energy basically.
Yeah, you practice slow, but when you fight, it's actually very fast.
You never stop moving. It's just fluid motion.
Yeah,
Constantly.
it's like those hand movements are supposed to be like you blocking and attacking. I don't know where I went with this.
Where were you going with this?
talking about
We're talking
Japanese tournaments and animes.
Krillin
Tournaments, yeah.
fighting.
Because like every single anime that I've watched, especially any long running anime, has a tournament. Naruto
Tournament.
tournament.
That's how they get their next rank.
Does Bleach have a tournament? If it's not a tournament, it's like a weird like precision of like boss fight to boss fight to boss fight.
That's
like
a
in
big
Yu Yu
thing, too.
Hakusho.
Yeah, but Yu Yu Hakusho has a tournament.
They have two. They have two tournaments.
I think
Yeah.
if they don't have a tournament, you have descending order of ranked bosses
Yeah.
until you get to the big one.
Yeah.
It's just a common theme in any like fighting thing.
Yeah.
It's also how Goku has all of his money.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they don't do shit. They don't have a farm.
You know, he only wins once.
But you make $1 million. I think we talked about this too.
Yeah.
That Bulma invested the money that he made from the tournament, and that's how he like makes. And that's how he has all of his money.
It's
like-
crazy how much Bulma changed from like when she's introduced to like after like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
She
goes
tried.
full on mom mode. Like,
Well, even from Dragon Ball, when she first met Goku, she tried to kill him.
yeah, but she was also like super in love with him. She
With
seems
Goku?
so. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, in the manga, she says, if you come back, you have to take me as your wife. Like, she's super in love with him.
What?
And when they fight in the tournament, when he's already grown, after he wins, he pretty much is, everyone's like, oh, you're going to get married now? He's like, well, I guess I have to. I did promise.
God damn it.
So he beats her, but then he leaves watching with the wife. So
The thing that I find really funny is it was the second episode, I think, or it may have still been the first episode, where Bulma's in like she's taking a bath, and he walks in, and like you see them, and you think like, okay, Bulma's a teenager, Goku's clearly like what 7, 8.
yeah, because he looks little.
Yeah, and he walks in, and he's like, his comment is, "Why do you have a butt on your chest?" Because he's never seen boobs before. And she's like, "Jesus, how old are you that you've never seen and you haven't seen a girl?" And he's like, "I'm 14." And she realizes he's only 2 years younger than him.
Yeah, than her.
Her, yeah, he's only 2 years younger than her.
But and later on, they go back that his age is wrong. He's
What?
actually like 12 in the manga.
Oh, okay.
That he thought he was 14, but he has no idea.
How does that make any sense?
He has no idea.
I guess because he was never.
He like Bulma always is making fun of how like country bumpkin he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anything. He's just a naive little dumb kid.
Do they have seasons in Dragon Ball?
I've never seen it. Well, they have that winter place when he's
What?
fighting the Red Ribbon Army. There's like an Arctic area,
Well, but that's
but
different.
that's not a season.
Yeah.
I've never seen a winter.
They don't have a Christmas episode, do they? Not that they should.
I say they should have a Christmas episode.
I want a Dragon Ball Z Christmas episode. I would love that.
Me too. I want to see some villain come out, but somehow they have to beat him with the love of Christmas.
Am I the only one who loves when Dragon Ball isn't entirely fighting? It's mostly just them hanging out at like barbecues and shit.
Yeah.
Because I think the last movie before Battle of Gods was just them having a barbecue. and these villains come down from like outer space. They're like minions of Frieza or something like that. But apparently they showed up super late. And they would have been super powerful, but by then everyone's so overpowered that Goku and Vegeta are like, nah, Gohan and Goten can handle this. And Gohan and Goten like take out the bad guys like it's nothing. But the entire movie is basically them hanging out at a barbecue.
That's basically the other movie too.
Oh yeah, Dragon Ball the Battle of Gods. It
Battle
starts
of
off
Gods
like that.
they're just hanging out at a barbecue once again, and that's the best part of the whole movie.
Yeah,
is the
it's so
barbecue
funny.
shenanigans.
I love that about those shows.
Yeah.
But like whenever they have the just their interaction.
Yeah, their casualness. You're like, oh, they're not being serious, but Vegeta's always still serious. Everyone's like, loosen up, man.
It's so good. I love in the one where the one I was mentioning, I don't remember what it's called. Vegeta's brother shows up.
You talked about this in the last Dragon Ball one.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't talk about it again.
I only remember because you've also told me like 4 times.
Yeah.
It was like it
We didn't even talk about Krillin.
What?
The theory was Krillin was the most skilled fighter.
Is that the one we're on?
That's what we were talking about. We completely ignored him.
Yeah, so is everyone. What's the next one?
Let's just go to...
Okay, so the answer is yes. He's the most.
Nope, we're ignoring it.
So what's the next theory?
That Super Saiyans aren't special.
Aren't special?
Aren't special.
What do you mean?
So the whole time, Goku is shown as like... He's like destined, you know? His whole thing, he's super strong. He just gets stronger. He becomes the legendary Super Saiyan. And then after that, everyone else kind of also becomes a Super Saiyan, which basically like Vegeta is the proof that anyone can work really hard to eventually become a Super Saiyan. But Saiyans were also in the same state of like laziness too, where they're already strong. They know when they fight, they get stronger. But they never had to really push.
It was
push
just
themselves.
barbaric strength as opposed to like trained strength.
Yes, and Vegeta is the proof that his determination to catch up to Goku and his amount of training, which I always suspect he trained way more than Goku and harder, eventually led to him becoming a Super Saiyan 2.
Okay.
And then the kids become it too. So like, I kind of thinks that anyone could become one eventually.
I want to say that's a possibility, but then I also want to say if you consider the Saiyans that are around. With Vegeta, considering his royal bloodline, you could, because they were. I'm assuming that the way Saiyan culture works is based on strength. You don't just become a royal family by being rich over years and years and years.
I'd like to think that because even as when he was, well, when they show him in Nappa, Nappa's scared of him because Vegeta's stronger.
Yeah,
And he's also like in that royal spot. He never addresses him like a prince. I don't think I always felt like he addressed him because he's his superior because he's stronger.
Yeah. But that's how I can see where he would automatically have like the ability to turn Super Saiyan. It's more innate, and like it's not like it's something he has to work for, and he works really hard for it.
Yeah.
But then but then the argument comes into Goku's family, where you think Goku's family is just a commoner family. He's not royal blood necessarily.
So if anything, Goku could be the proof that.
No, well, that's the thing. In Bardock, the Bardock movie. I don't know if we're using those as canon because technically the Bardock movie isn't written by Akira Toriyama, but
it fits into the timeline because of the past and time travel.
Yeah, it works into the timeline. It went into like how Bardock died.
Yeah,
died in quotation marks, because in the actual Bardock movie, he goes back in time during the explosion, and it turns out he's the original Super Saiyan.
Yeah, he's the legendary Super Saiyan.
Yeah, so technically, Goku's family is the first family to go Super Saiyan.
That means Raditz could also become a Super Saiyan.
Yes.
If he worked for it.
And if you consider Turles Goku's brother, which is not necessarily canon.
I thought we said we weren't counting Turles.
Why would we not count Turles?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure we said it earlier.
You're the only person that ever mentions Turles.
Because you guys haven't seen the movie, goddammit. But anyways, so Goku's family are the original Super Saiyans. Whereas, so for him, it's genetic. And, well, yeah, both of them. It would be their genes that allow them to do this.
I mean, they're somewhat related. What's so special about both of them? I could see Vegeta's because he's royal. But Goku is the odd man out.
That's a good question. Like maybe his dad has some sort of royal.
Well, what was Bardock in the past? Was he a high-ranking person, or was he just another army person?
He wasn't high-ranking. I think he was the leader of a troop, if I remember right.
I remember him being like somewhat well-respected. Like
he was respected,
known.
but like he was like the captain of a squad, like a squad of Saiyans. Like they would go around conquering planets and here and there and there and there.
Was he like medaled or something?
I don't know if they have medals or anything like that, like any honors or anything like that. But he wasn't like a foot soldier. Yeah, he was. He was a foot soldier, but he was like a captain, I guess.
Well, you got to think Goku was sent away from the planet to be protected for a reason. He had to have been of special blood.
Well,
they wouldn't have just sent him off to be protected, you know.
Well, I think because
he was sent off for a mission.
Yeah, Raditz says that they sent him off as babies, and you grow up, and you take over when you become like an ape.
Yeah, for like the lower level planets that don't really have a threat level to them. I think that's how it works. Where it's a low threat level planet, they're like, we're not going to send a whole squad out there because that's a waste of time. We're just going to send out a baby baby Saiyan, and wait till it's a full moon. They turn into the giant ape, and then they take out the planet.
Yeah,
which is
they're the threat.
Yeah, exactly. But then Goku hits his head, and his dad never, or not dad, his grandpa Gohan never lets him see the moon again. Mm-hmm. Which is weird.
As he tells him a giant monster comes out during the full moon. You never want to see it.
Oh, man. I like how, like werewolves, is it werewolves? Is it when you see the moon, or is it when it's just the full moon?
The full moon.
Yeah, when the full moon's out, they change.
So they don't have to see it. It just has to be a full moon out.
They can be indoors.
But Saiyans have to see the full moon.
Yeah.
Which is like, they even have that thing they throw up into the sky.
It comes with all those drums. When his heart starts drumming.
Yeah. I just like the idea that it's a giant monkey. It's not like a whole, like it's not like a little werewolf thingy. It's a giant fucking ape.
Fuck yeah. I like that too.
But what was the question?
The Super Saiyans aren't special.
No, they're special.
I say they're, well, I feel like they totally lose their pizzazz, like, as the show goes on.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone's a Super Saiyan. Goten and Trunks become
but if you consider
as
if
kids.
it's a bloodline thing, then you could argue that it's because they're Goku's sons, and because they have diluted blood, that's why the only time his kids can go Super Saiyan 3 is when
they fuse.
Yeah, when they fuse, because their power level becomes high enough to the level where they can become Super Saiyan level 3.
Yeah.
And eventually, as the royal blood dilutes, you could get to the point where they're a regular, like, Saiyan commoner or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Or it is something that every Saiyan could accomplish.
I think that, everyone
I think
could.
so.
I just think no one has had to work for it, because especially when you can turn into a giant ape and you know that's your trump card, you don't need to, like, worry about
that's
that.
true.
That was Vegeta's whole thing too. When he came, he was like, my trump card is he was like expecting the moon. And then when he realized it wasn't there, he was like, well, I'll just make it.
Yeah.
He's like, that's how I'll win. I don't have to work. I can be super strong, but the transformation will help.
Yeah,
How many moons does this world have? It's been destroyed a couple of times.
Isn't there another one?
I think they put up didn't they put up like a fake moon or something?
Kami makes the moon again.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is.
Kami makes the moon again. And then I think it gets destroyed.
Piccolo destroys it in DBZ again.
Yeah.
There we go. That answers my question. Because I guess I never got to that point of Dragon Ball. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't see when they remade the moon. So like I was like, how many times are you guys going to destroy the moon?
You know what? I kind of got confused on that for a second. I was like, wait a minute. What? How many?
Okay.
Maybe it's like Tatooine and there's like, they have 2 suns. They got 3 moons.
That's when like Piccolo destroys one moon. And he's like, awesome. He turns around. Fuck.
Why does it remind me of Futurama when he's on that water planet and there's the giant sun? He's like, come on, just go down already. And it goes down. And an even bigger one comes up and he's like, fuck.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't know. I think all Saiyans can do it. Because, I mean, you got to realize, like, Vegeta's supposed to be amongst the most powerful family of Saiyans in the universe. And he comes to Earth and he's never fought anybody as strong as Goku before. Mm-hmm. So he's never had to get to that level. He's never faced Frieza, even though Frieza fucking obliterated his planet. He's never come face to face with Frieza, so he's never had to get to that level of fighting.
You know what
far as he knows, that's the most powerful being in the universe because, it came in and destroyed his entire world.
I think that I was going to say, I think that's totally true. He knows how strong he is, but Frieza's on such another level. He's like, I can never even get to that.
Yeah, he's like, holy shit, I just need to run from this guy.
So there's no point in trying to even face him. Whereas if he would have faced him and died and then maybe got brought back, he would have been stronger.
That also seems to be a culture that's enforced by Frieza. That even with the scouters, when they scout somebody, they automatically have a power level, and you don't assume that power level can go any higher. It doesn't get any lower. You just think, okay, this is a person. This is what their power level is.
Yeah.
So their ideas is not. I think the way they think is just, this is how powerful I am. This is how powerful I'll always be. It doesn't go up or down. I don't need to train.
Exactly. You're just born with this power, and that's it. If you're born weak, you're weak.
Yeah.
That's Frieza propaganda.
Yeah. Frieza propaganda.
Because he's scared of the Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
And he's the only one that really knows about it.
Mm-hmm.
Vegeta didn't have any idea. He was just like, what?
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Because I think when Bardock goes back in time, there's not really a lot of other Super Saiyans, or they're very primitive at that point. But Frieza's ancestor tries to take over the planet Vegeta at that time, and Bardock takes him on. I didn't finish the whole movie. I don't know. But I think that's how the Frieza's family knows about it, is because they faced Bardock in the past. Mm-hmm. But the rest of the Super Saiyans is just a legend.
So it's a story also passed down between Frieza and the Saiyans, the legend of the Super Saiyan, and then the curse of the Super Saiyan. Beware what they can become.
Yeah.
If you let them.
For the Saiyan God legend, did they say it had to be how many Saiyans? Was it 5? 6?
6 Saiyans? What do you mean?
Because the original Super Saiyan God was when several Saiyans merged their power into one Saiyan.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't have to be Super Saiyans, right? It can just be Saiyans.
Yeah, I think
it
so.
Just has to be Saiyans.
Okay.
Yeah, because there wouldn't have been
blood.
Super Saiyans.
Unless their Gohan's kid became a Super Saiyan in the womb. Which would be fucking awesome.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
No, because Bulma would have exploded.
Because who?
Not Bulma.
I forgot, was it Videl? I just imagine she's wearing a skirt, and all of a sudden there's a yellow glow coming up from beneath her, and it's because the kid is called Super Saiyan.
Videla is the weakest character in the entire planet. She would have totally blown up if that were the case.
That's true.
I don't even know how she held a Saiyan baby. If that baby went Super Saiyan, she's gone.
That's true.
Vidal's not holding
Does their
together
baby
at all.
ever grow up? He always stays a baby.
What?
I don't think they've gone that far.
Don't they have a baby?
Who, Vidal
and GT? They don't have a little baby?
I don't think they have a baby in GT.
I thought GT didn't count.
GT no longer counts, technically.
Yeah.
I don't think they have a baby.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking something else.
Vegeta has an awesome mustache, though.
That's true. You know what I'm picturing? I'm picturing Baby Trunks.
Okay.
I always have that picture of Baby Trunks when I think Baby Saiyan.
That fucking hat that he has,
that little tiny hat.
Oh my god! I had to explain to Maggie the other day, because she hasn't seen Dragon Ball Z, that everybody's names are the stupidest names ever.
Yeah.
Because I had to explain to her that all of the Saiyan names are vegetables. Turles is like a turnip. Raditz is radish.
Radish, yeah.
Vegeta is just vegetable. Kakarot is carrot. Nappa is the Napa lettuce.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Yeah, there's a lettuce called Napa lettuce.
There's a lettuce called butter lettuce.
Buttered lettuce.
Have you seen the pictures of Nappa going Super Saiyan?
Is it his mustache?
His mustache just turns yellow, and then he turns Super Saiyan 3, and he grows a beard. It's freaking great. I love it.
I think Nappa could have gone Super Saiyan.
They
He
might have.
just looked like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. That would have been really cool.
Oh,
What if
Hogan.
Nappa grew hair? And then his life goal was just to always be a Super Saiyan so he could always have hair?
What if he
that's
grew
sweet.
hair like Carl?
It just grew like a balding hair.
It just looked like a little ring around
A
the
little
side.
ring.
He just looked like blonde Carl. It didn't even
like-
get long. It just got as long as Carl. It's just like...
I need to get a Super Saiyan 2 and fill this in.
And I heard that in Carl's voice. But even all of Bulma's kids are named after Trunks, like swim trunks, bra,
Like a bra.
yeah, and wow, what else is there? I don't remember the other ones.
I don't know. I can't think of it.
Oolong is a T.
Mr. Satan, like Satan.
They have, like, Akira Toriyama's like creativity does not go into his names. He comes up with like these awesome worlds, and he's like, "What do I name these people? I don't know." He opens up the fridge, name him Pepsi.
It's Pepsi.
Okay, what other theory we got?
That's it. I had 5.
Was that all of them?
That was all of them.
Can we touch back on the Krillin one?
Of course. Nope.
God damn it.
Okay, fine. What is it?
I'm afraid to say anything because you're just going to stop me again.
All right, I'll
Should
let
be.
you go.
I got nothing.
Krillin, he can fight. Yeah.
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 Because he has to keep up with everybody else. He kind of has to know how to the technical part. He's not strong enough.
Yeah, he is like the strongest cop in the movie.
He is.
Right?
He is. He's a beast of a cop.
He abandons his speeder bike so he can like fly faster and get
I
somewhere.
want a Krillin cop show.
Krillin buddy cop movie.
Yes.
I'd watch it.
I would totally watch
Can
it.
Puar be his partner?
It's gotta be the turtle.
That was my
Is he
thought.
gonna be the turtle?
It's gotta be the turtle.
My thought at first was Puar, just because she could transform and she's little, and I could see her screaming like, "Yeah, don't do
No.
that."
It'll be Oolong because then we can get all the pig jokes.
It'd have to be them. They already have a history.
Yeah. And he could be because they're both like little assholes.
Yeah.
And it could be funny because Oolong's a pervert.
Oolong would be
And
causing
it'd also
so
be
much
funny
trouble.
because he's a pig.
He's a little tiny pig and he can shapeshift. Oh, the shenanigans they'll have. I need this.
I want Oolong to have a mustache. A sweet 90s stash.
The cop stash.
Oh my god, it's so good. I love it. I imagine him with the Tom Selleck mustache.
Yes. You can picture it. It looks really good.
I
It does,
actually almost
especially with the
imagine,
hat.
Yeah.
I imagine it as
shades.
Tom Selleck with the pig nose. I don't know why. I imagine it was that movie, that show, Blue Bloods. And just imagine like Oolong instead of Tom Selleck. Is that Tom Selleck?
I have no idea
I
what
think
that
it's Tom
is.
Selleck.
I don't know.
Smokey and the Bandit?
For some reason, that made me think of smoked bacon.
Because he's a pig.
Yeah.
What other like offshoot TV shows can we make from Dragon Ball?
Can you make from Dragon Ball?
Yeah,
Anything.
We can have the Krillin cop show.
I think Krillin should just be the main star of all of them. What if
How many
Krillin was
shows
a,
can you put Krillin into?
What if Krillin was a game show host?
Oh,
He'd
what
be
if-
amazing. Just think of like if he did let's see, Price is Right. Think how hilarious it would be whenever they go up to spin the wheel and he's half their height.
Oh man,
And they just reach above his head and break the wheel down. He's just standing there directly under them
I
with a
love-
microphone.
I love there's one part because I think the part that they'll freak out the most about is his face because
he doesn't have a
he
nose.
doesn't have a nose, and it's
That's
not even
true.
just a tiny nose. It's in like when he fights that smelly guy in
Yeah.
Dragon Ball, and Goku screams out, "You don't have a nose!"
Krillin, you don't have
and
a
Krillin's
nose.
like, "Oh yeah," and then he can suddenly fight the smelly guy because he can't smell him.
I think Krillin is disfigured horribly.
Yeah, yeah, he is.
I don't know why I just thought of Boys in the Hood, but
What?
put Krillin in there. Just let Krillin be the main
Really,
guy.
I went the complete opposite because I was just thinking like Full House and put Krillin in the place of Danny Tanner.
Oh man,
Like, just put him in a scenario where he has to be a dad to like 5 girls, and then he has a random like brother-in-law that's living with him.
One of the other android, what is 17, lives with him.
Yes, he's just an asshole all the time.
god
He
damn it.
totally is an asshole with his little handkerchief.
He is. Fuck that little handkerchief.
So 18 would be what's the guy's name?
17?
No, 17. What's the guy's name?
Who,
from Full
Joey?
House. Joey.
Yeah.
He'd be
Yeah.
Uncle Joey.
No, he'd be.
No, he'd be John Stamos.
Yeah,
Yeah, who's John
he'd be Uncle
Stamos' character?
He'd be Uncle Jesse. And then
Jesse, Uncle Jesse,
Joey
that's
would be 15.
God damn it. I want to.
You know who Kim? What, is it Kimmy, the one that always comes in?
Oh, fuck Kimmy.
That would be Oolong.
Oh my god, he's so long.
That would be
Just
Oolong.
come in and be an asshole and then get thrown out.
You're like, hey guys,
Hey guys,
God damn it.
yeah, that would work.
any lasagna in there?
I want
Fuck
to
out of my
see,
house, you long.
Have you done the laundry?
I have a load for you.
the Krillin Boys in the Hood, but I want to see it where he's like growing up and he's got like a baby mama. Would 18 still be the baby mama?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
great. It's a big child sport. And I want to see him like in a basketball movie just because he's so short.
And White Man Can't Jump. He's
DBZ Space Jam.
He's Woody Harrelson and White Man Can't Jump.
Oh yes. I forgot about that movie.
Oh my god, that'd be the best with Wesley Snipes.
Why did you say when you said basketball movie, my first reaction was Joanna Man? Krillin has to dress up like a girl to play basketball.
Damn it.
What about Krillin in Big Mama's house?
What? Big Bulma's house?
Big Mama's house.
Oh, I thought they said Big Bulma's house.
Big Bulma's house sounds pretty great too. Yeah.
Dude, Krillin would be the best movie star.
I want to see where he's like the star of Space Jam, but it's in the alternate world where Goku never came to Earth, and the aliens in Space Jam are actually the Saiyans. And so you have to have a cast, or he has to have a team together of like, it's him, I guess, and with Bugs Bunny and everybody else, but they go up against the Saiyans, but they don't win. It's just a slaughter.
You know what? If Goku never arrived, Krillin would be the strongest person, right? Well, first he would have fought Master Roshi in the tournament, and Roshi wouldn't have let him win. But then the second time, he would have beat him. He would have won. He would have kept winning. He would have got super famous. He would decide to go into acting, and all of these things would happen.
He would go into acting.
All of this would happen.
He'd be like Johnny Cage.
Exactly.
Oh,
His
shit.
personality would be exactly the same of that like cocky little asshole. And because he's super strong, acting is the next step.
I have another theory.
He'd be that guy from Scott Pilgrim.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Which guy for Swap Bill?
The movie star boyfriend that he had to
Oh,
fight.
yeah.
Chris Evans.
Yes.
Yes.
Fucking Chris
Fuck, I
Evans.
forgot that was Chris Evans.
I did too.
Imagine Krillin beating up Yamcha, looking at Bulma like, "How's it going? He seems nice."
Yes.
That's so good.
I love action star Krillin.
Oh, Action Star Krillin is the best Krillin. Oh, man, that's great. Love it. Ship it. I greenlight this.
Yes, right.
We need to ship Action Star Krillin.
They just need to make an entire movie series of just Krillin movies.
They could do what they do with Tom Cruise, because Tom Cruise is really short, so they just shoot at angles to make him taller. They could just do that with Krillin.
I would so buy Krillin as Maverick in Top Gun.
Oh,
Yes.
If they replace Tom Cruise in every movie with Krillin, I'd be okay.
Holy shit.
Krillin has the hair, and he can also have a sweet stash.
Yeah.
We forget he's not bald. He
No.
just shaves his head.
So he's aerodynamic when he fights.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yes.
He'd have that sweet Mission Impossible 2 Tom Cruise hair. That's the best hair.
Yeah.
When Tom Cruise just lets his hair grow and it parts, is it the same as Krillin's hair?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Essentially.
We have to Photoshop Krillin into every single Tom Cruise movie now.
Also, Krillin could play a gangster role because he's got face tattoos.
Okay.
This is true. Oh, I have a theory that Krillin might secretly be gay.
Huh. Why?
I only have one piece of evidence for this.
What is
Whenever he first shows up to train with Master Roshi, I don't think this is in the manga. I think it's just in the show, because I don't know how they would show this in the manga. In the show, they show up and Krillin's trying to like convince him, like, let me be your student. And what he does is he pulls out a bag of porno mags, and it just shows them to Roshi, and he starts handing him one after the other. And Roshi's like, yeah. And then Krillin accidentally hands him a dude porno mag, and Master Roshi sees it, and he goes, ah!
I'm pretty sure that was in there.
In the manga?
Yeah. Because he wins over
Why
Roshi
does
a
he
lot.
have that?
Just in case.
Just in case Roshi's into that?
Yeah.
He just buys like a full array of pornos.
Yeah, he's young. He's like, all of this works.
I'm trying to imagine the scenario where he goes into a gas station to buy the pornos from across the counter, and they're like, "What are you, 7?"
All they can see is the top of his head. Hey, whatever happened to lunch?
Would you want to know what really happened?
Yeah.
Akira Toriyama forgot she was a character. He's literally like, I think in an interview said, there was just so much to keep up with, I just forgot to write her into Dragon Ball Z.
Wow. Because she's very much in Dragon Ball.
She is.
She helps them a lot, too.
But he just forgot about her. He just like completely forgot she existed. And that's the greatest thing ever.
I can deal with that. I can deal with that honesty.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look, man, I just forgot about her. Okay.
He's like, man, do you know how
Sorry.
you know how many episodes there are? I have to go make sure. You know what? Compared to like when George Lucas went from the first Star Wars movies and they made the prequels, the amount of inconsistencies.
Yeah.
When you compare that to how many Dragon Ball episodes there are going into Dragon Ball Z, there's a lot less plot holes.
It's probably like the same time frame, but except where George Lucas took a break, he kept working.
Yes.
And because
exactly.
the manga comes out like every week, like he's consistently working
Yeah.
for like 10 years.
Fuck.
I like that.
I love that he just forgot about her.
It's like,
though.
you know what? Come on, guys, for real, she does not matter.
He's like, you know how many days a week I gotta work?
That's cool.
Okay. We got anything else for Dragon Ball Z?
I got no more Dragon Ball Z.
Okay. What other theories do we have? Do you want to go into the Aladdin theories that you talked about?
Oh yeah, I think
Arabian Night.
I think he's good at that song.
Like Arabian Days.
I thought you were gonna say Dick.
Like Arabian Dick. Sandy, of course.
Nice and dry. I love sand. Oh
No.
wait, I hate sand.
What are the theories?
Okay, theory that you probably heard, well, you said you've heard already that Aladdin takes place in the post-apocalyptic future, way in the future, after
Yeah.
like nuclear war and everything, and it's proved because the genie caricatures past people, like Groucho Marx.
Like he references a whole bunch of like
Yeah,
past actors and
he
stuff
does
like
Clint
that.
Eastwood, and if it was in the past, it wouldn't make any sense, unless he was like some kind of interdimensional being.
I can see that.
Well, he is a genie.
But is he interdimensional?
It does
Might
make
be.
sense of the because I was mentioning this earlier, when you have to consider that nobody can actually figure out what kingdom Agrabah is in, unless the entire Middle East there's been a giant war, and most of the Middle East has been leveled,
Oh yeah,
and it's now all just like one country of like just a barren wasteland.
it's like Mad Max if it wasn't as disgusting. Did y'all see the newest one?
No,
Oh, okay, well, then, without giving away spoilers, there's like 3 different like bosses, almost like territories, and they all have like a commodity. So one guy has water, the other guy has bullets and guns. He like makes his own and all this stuff. So he's got weapons.
is that Mad Max?
Yeah, this is a new one.
There's another show that just came out that like basically stole that concept with martial artists and guns are banned. I don't remember what it's called.
Oh, Into the Wastelands?
Yes,
That was really cool.
it's the
It's
same
not quite
thing.
the same because that's just guns are banned and you can only fight.
Well, and there's barons that
There's
like
barons, but they don't own like.
yeah, like there's
oil.
one guy who owns like the poppy fields.
Oh
There's
yeah, they're right.
another
The main guy does own the poppy field.
and there's one person who owns this, one person who owns this.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like that,
Okay then,
but
Proceed.
not like end of the world style like Mad Max. Where
And Aladdin's the same. One guy has all the oil fields. One guy has all of like the jewels. One guy has all the sand.
I want to know where the magic comes from.
The magic?
Yeah,
What do you mean the magic?
a genie's magical. That little cave where they find the genie and is magical.
Yeah.
Where does all that come from?
Are you,
Is it a byproduct of radiation?
The magic of Disney.
I was just gonna say like it goes into like legends and stuff, like the actual legends of genies or magic lamps. It doesn't have to be post-apocalyptic. Or,
I think it is.
well, like, but for magic to exist, it doesn't like the magic doesn't have to be spawned from it being post-apocalyptic.
But magic could always be around, and then only now that all this technology is gone, are
Yeah.
people starting to rediscover like magic.
Yes.
I think all those references in the movie aren't necessarily part of that world. They're just pop culture things that Disney threw in there to make people laugh.
Well, you're just taking the fun out of everything, aren't you?
Way to shit at his oatmeal.
You know what? That is actually the right answer.
To go even deeper, I think a lot of that stuff they just let Robin Williams say whatever the hell he wanted to, and then they animated afterwards.
It's basically him doing Mrs. Doubtfire again to animation.
I think they were just like, you know what, Robin, you got this. We'll figure it out. And they just threw the script in the trash.
Oh, man. I love Robin Williams.
So
I got nothing.
yeah, no, there's nothing further to say on Robin Williams. He was
I felt
amazing.
being Middle Eastern, I would have a lot more to add to like Aladdin theories, but I have nothing.
Nope.
That was the only Aladdin theory you had? You did say you said
had a couple
theories.
earlier.
I did say I had more.
You had it where it never happened.
What? Oh yeah. That Aladdin is just the lamp dude's story to get you to buy the lamp
The merchant,
from the beginning. The merchant.
Lamp Dude.
Yeah, he sells lamps.
I imagine the store's name is Lamp Dude. It's the guy, like we have like, what is it, Lights and More or something like that?
That would make sense as, he was the genie in the story.
Oh, wait, what?
What?
The salesman in the beginning of the movie is the genie.
Oh,
What?
so that's different from what I'm saying. I'm saying it's just a dude.
No, but that's
he's
what I'm
the
saying.
genie. It's because
He
the whole
actually,
story.
in fact, is the genie.
Yeah, so the whole story of Aladdin is the genie's perspective, or telling the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he like you'd see him. He is the genie. He only has like 4 fingers, and he is the genie.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I have to go back and see this.
Yep.
I got another insane theory that I just made up, and you're gonna have to back me up on it because I have not thought it through.
I have to back you up on
Yes.
it? Can I just disagree?
No, because there's no fun in that.
I got you.
Simba is a time traveler.
Go on,
Elaborate.
Tom. Get him. Go on, support him.
Mufasa.
No. I don't want to. No.
No. What about Mufasa?
I think he was seeing his own death. I think he was Mufasa.
So this has nothing to do with Aladdin at this point. You're just jumping to another.
I'm jumping to another movie.
Okay.
Unless The Lion King takes place adjacent to whatever that place is, Aladdin. Just the other side. Like, they see it. They see the wasteland and they see the coyotes.
That's
and they
the
see
dark
the
place?
lions jumping around doing stuff.
The
But
coyotes?
they're like, we don't
Hyenas.
care. We got magic over here. They have jungle magic.
I'm
So you
waiting.
think-
You didn't explain the
So
theory.
you think Simba's a time traveler and that he's in fact Mufasa and he came back to be his own son to witness his death. Are you elaborating on the story that you created about us? And then projecting it on to the Lion King? Is that what's happening right now?
Wait, the story you made about you guys?
Apparently Juan is my father from the future. And he came back
To witness
to be
you
my
die
best
by a
No,
stampede
he came
of
back to be my best friend so he can spend time with me because he was a shitty dad.
That was my theory. Well, that's just the truth.
And now he's projecting that onto Lion King.
That's why I roll so well.
That's what you call rolling well?
It goes into it.
I didn't know how well I had your back on that one. That played out perfect.
I can do this all day.
Do you have an exhibit B?
Huh?
You have an exhibit B?
Scar is a parallel version of him.
So Scar is like the reverse Flash?
Yes.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So Scar is also a time traveler.
He's got to be. He's came back to
What is
stop him.
he's what something went wrong during the time traveling.
Maybe Scar goes back first, and Simba has to go back to correct the timeline.
But then he fails and dies anyway.
Maybe- is that
and
how
he's
Scar
stuck in the universe.
Is that how Scar gets the scar? Because something went wrong during the time travel?
No, he just like bumped into something. He didn't see that table corner.
See the table corner. His parents should have not put that padding around it. Oh my god,
That padding doesn't work.
this guy. What does that make Nala?
Nala's
A mistake.
obviously not Sarabi.
Is what?
I said, Nala's obviously not Sarabi, which is Mufasa's wife.
Sarabi?
Yeah, Nala is not Simba's sister. Nala is his mother's friend's
Daughter. She's just there.
Yeah.
There's a weird theory that goes into Lion King because the way prides work is
They're prideful.
there's only one, like it's just the one dad that has like the separate like lionesses.
Uh-huh.
So Nala would in fact be his sister, but from a different mother. It's a very creepy theory, though.
Disney has a lot of creepy theories.
It's too real.
Does
There's
that
no time travel.
But does that make Nala
There's no time
also
travel.
does that make Nala his daughter
Makes her
and sister?
his grandmother.
Does that make Timon and Pumbaa Doc?
Yes. Simba, your kids. We gotta go back in time.
Go back and save them.
But I just can't wait
Or-
to go back in time.
Or is Rafiki Doc?
Rafiki's the doc. He controls the time-space continuum. I don't
He
think
does.
he's like...
Rafiki is the Time Lord.
He's a Time Lord. That's why he's got
Are the
that
hyenas
staff.
Biff?
Yes. No.
No. No.
Scar is Biff.
Yeah.
I thought Scar was alternate Simba.
Yeah, but if you're putting him in the Back to the Future characters...
I'm deleting your Aladdin
Could be
timeline
Biff.
conspiracy because I like this one a lot more.
Aladdin's still there. It's just next door. It's doing its thing. Whatever.
It's there.
Is it because like
There's a genie wandering
the
around.
last humans are left in Agrabah and they can't get out of the desert because they don't have the technology to survive in the desert?
Yes.
And so the entire world around them has just gone to wilderness?
Yeah. I think so. Also, there's a whole bunch of lions over there, and you don't want to go near the lions.
And that cave isn't actually magic. It's radiation poisoning. It's a really highly contaminated area, and when you walk over there, your head's like, whoa, big lion cave.
It is shaped like a lion, and they're surrounded by lions.
So you're saying Simba built the cave?
I'm saying that's where he came from. That's what the time portal looks like. A giant lion's mouth opening up. And that dude was totally tripping out in the desert when it started talking, because it wasn't. Yeah. It makes too much sense.
Speaking of Aladdin, I totally thought about going as Old Man in the Desert Jafar
Oh, that would have
to
been cool.
Comic-Con. Or
Yeah.
Comicpalooza, I'm sorry.
Don't kick us out.
Are they going to hate me for that?
It's going to bleep it.
Just so you know, it's like 10:30 at night, and I'm kind of tired.
So I think we dived into the DBZ world quite a bit.
And other things.
We dived into Aladdin.
Plus.
What?
Plus.
We dived into the DBZ Plus world.
We need to come back to more theories.
Yes.
We need to be more prepared and come with more theories.
I'll make up some more.
All right. I'm so down.
Don't be mad if they all have the same theory, but I applied it to different things. If it works, it works.
Until then, I'm Kramer.
I'm Juan.
And I'm Tom. Sometimes.
Don't forget to check us out at Comicpalooza on June 17th through 19th.
Yep.
Find us on Twitter at Commentators Pod. Find us on Instagram and Facebook at Shooting Place Entertainment.
Yep.
Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, bye.
Somebody go find Ryan, please.
Ryan.
Ryan.
Hey, Ryo.
Bye.